Okay, so back over to the boat. Just when you look at all the railings, they're all intact. I just took the very front railing off. That's why they look like they're all loose at the moment, but there's no reason for that. The two pieces that fit on the bow are inside the boat. I just haven't put them back on since it was transported. There's one upright balustrade thing at the back which is damaged but can easily be repaired, but other than that all the railings and all the wires are all good. They just look loose just because they're not connected properly at the moment. Down the back of the boat, I mean, limited knowledge here, but I pulled all this apart. It's got the bit where the prop comes out there. It's got a 1-inch prop shaft. The prop shaft's fine. Stainless steel is inside the boat, just out at the moment. Obviously all the bearings in here would need replacing, and whatever the stuffing is inside here would need replacing as well. But the boat was sitting in the water and it wasn't leaking any water from it wasn't leaking any water into the hull from bottom side. The rudder looks fine, so as far as I know, no concerns on that, on the hull. It's got this kind of duckboard thing on the back, which was appealing to us for diving. Obviously needs the wood replacing on it, and it needs the weld. The welds and most are okay, but it definitely needs touching up just here. Needs the weld redoing there. But that's that. Okay, I'll climb on board and do the outside on the same video. Okay, so the cockpit was in quite a bad way when I got it. It had wood on it and flaky paint, so it's just been back to bare aluminium. You could either repaint it or leave it as it is. I was going to leave it as it is. There was various fittings that were originally on there, and there was a bit of leaking going on into the hull. They've all been fixed now, and it's all watertight from the top. So there was leaking from top side from rainwater coming into the boat. So there's a bit of damage that's been done there, but that's all been fixed now. And it's been sitting here over the winter, and there's been no leaking into the boat. All the deck fittings, as far as I know and can tell, are fine. All the pulleys are all fine. These have all been all the deck fittings have been taken off and put back on over the last year, and it's been put on. The corrosion lock has been put on there, and there's also a rubber gasket between any of these and the deck to stop corrosion. So you can see there's a rubber gasket around there. And one of the things that was leaking on here was the base of these stanchions. These fittings here were leaking, and this is where water was getting into the boat from the top. Now these have all been fixed, so again there's been new insulators put around the stainless steel bolts, and there's also the rubber between the base of the stanchion and the deck to stop corrosion. So that's all been done, and again these don't leak now, so these are all good. So every single one of these has been fixed up within the last year. So that's that. It's been repainted topside. These vents were leaking. They've been replaced or refurbished, so there's no more leaking on there. Obviously this is where the mast goes, just through there. And then it was also leaking through this hatch at the front, and that looks a little bit ugly at the moment, but I've just had this re-welded. Before, I don't know how it was supposed to be watertight before, so I've had these extra lips welded on the sides and the front, and this is now watertight. So this is the original one, but it's had these new bits welded on. You may choose to paint this. It was just, I sandblasted it back and then got it welded, and now it's got large overlaps to stop it. I can't open it, it's got clips on the inside, but it's sealed around here now, and as far as I know, this is watertight. All the deck fittings for the rigging all look sound and solid to me. There's no reason for me to think that there's any issues there. All these windows have had the seals all redone. So again, they're all watertight. They were all leaking a little bit beforehand. You've got and I'll show you from the inside, there's actually a brand new winch inside, which I think is about 2,000 bucks, new more than a Maxwell 1500 winch, and I'll show you that from the inside. It's got all brand new wiring on that as well. And these are the two that are inside the boat in the forward section. If I remember, I'll show you those. Okay, that's the outside.